So Stein obviously saw some amazing things, had amazing things happen to him on The Flash, but just seeing a glimpse of your set and getting an idea of the concept, this still seems like so much bigger. Even as a man who will be excited about this, is there still things that take him aback that go, I can't believe this is happening?
All the time. I mean, that's the fun of playing this role, because he's he's in many ways the most childlike character. He's so in love with adventure and the idea of discovering new things, and this opportunity that has been given to him or been offered to him, he's taken wholeheartedly and stepped in, 100%. And then like all decisions we make, we think, oh, should I have done this? And what are the repercussions of that decision? And that's what that's the fun for me of the character and what I'm playing, and also working with. And it's rare that you have this many people, in one.
Yeah.
I mean, in The Flash, it was The Flash, and obviously, but this is like everywhere you look, there's something, and it's like this dysfunctional family, which is also the fun of it,
Speaking of dysfunctional family, Andrew Kreisberg mentioned how a huge difference clearly going in here with the new Firestorm is that, while Ronnie was also a man of science, there was definitely things that link them on that level. Not so much for Jax. Very different type of people. So what is it like with this very odd coexistence they're doing?
Well, of course, it's like The Odd Couple. It's fabulous because it provides a different kind of dynamic, different kind of tension, a different kind of humor, which is I'm all for. And as much as I miss Robbie, who I adore, and we had a great time together. Franz is like a lucky find. Mm-hmm. I think we're very lucky to have him. He's he's unique, and has an incredible sense of lunacy about him that I think will be that the audiences will love and respond to, and so it's perfect for this character and for me.
I recall, actually, I was just thinking about the last time I spoke to you was when you were just starting on The Flash, when you were at the TCA press tour last winter. And, this was a whole new world to you. You were saying you weren't coming in with familiarity with the background of it all. So now that, you did The Flash for a while, and now this jumping onto this, has it just been a big sort of crash course in all this entire world?
Yes, I still have no idea where I am or what I'm doing. But I'm loving it, and I'm also what I do find extremely amazing is the response that people have to these shows and to the characters we're playing. I mean, I find that very, in a way, oddly moving, because there's such a sense of it's such a great escape for people, these shows. And I was just talking to a guy on the subway the other day who said he and his wife, who I know, and they're theater kind of theater people, and they just come home, and he said I record The Flash because he said I don't want to watch anything. I want to escape, and I want to go on this ride. And boy, the Legends of Tomorrow is a ride. Mm-hmm. It's really going to be something.
Like I said, the set really impressed me, and it's this big, very sci-fi, almost Star Trek type set. What's it like for you working in that environment?
Well, it's great because it's it's all, frankly, always a relief when we get inside because where we're shooting, there's a lot of rain, and so it's always nice to get back to the ship because it's kind of like our home for everybody, and it's it's really impressive. When I first saw the set, I thought, wow, they're not kidding with this show. This is like really, it's bigger than anything I've ever done in television.
Speaking, we spoke about Jax. Clearly, that's an integral relationship. But can you say anything else about sort of the character interactions? How is Stein getting along with? Are other people he's really connecting with in this group?
It's because it is a lot of his issues with Jefferson Jackson are being worked out as they go along. So there's a lot of they both having to sort of learn to accept each other for who they are, and so that's and the most boring thing would be if we all got along. Well, of course we don't. So there's a lot of tension and a lot of things that rise within the dynamic of the group. But that's what makes it interesting. And of course, that's what it's for. You know, it's to how do people, because we're all battling the worst person ever created, and so and yet we're not all of us have always been on the side of good. So that's what makes the show, I think, interesting.
Yeah, you perfect segue here to talk about Mr. Savage, our villain. Obviously, you want a strong villain, and this show strongly motivated them even getting together by that. Can you talk about that threat? And it's safe to say that this is an enormous threat that this guy is bringing.
Yeah, Vandal Savage is someone you just don't want to have any contact with, and the concept being that we have to stop him, and by doing that we have to go travel around in the time sphere. I'm sure that's known about the show, so I'm not saying anything I shouldn't be saying. But so we, our first episodes we travel back to the 70s, and is that okay to say?
Yes.
Thank you. The police are here.
Right.
The Legends police. We travel back in time, and that, aside from the fact that it's by the way, a time I remember, and very, very clearly, Vandal Savage is tracking him is very difficult because he's immortal. So it just because we're in different time zone, that leads to a whole other set of interesting things that dealing with issues, and then we go forward, and we come back, we go forward, and Vandal Savage is always the aim, but within that context there's all these other things that are happening. So we're shooting something tonight that should be pretty interesting, where we're in the future and we see what our world has become, which frankly is a little too close to home, considering what's going on in the world right now.
I feel like doing a time travel show must be a lot of fun because, you're getting to go, that just coming to set, who knows what you're going to see prop-wise, costume-wise. Has this show been giving you plenty of that as far as like, wow, this is going to be great, we're going to get to delve into this today?
Yeah, I've never had so many costume fittings because one time on a show, I should say, just put it on the trailer, I'll put it on. But for this show, because of the time difference and because of the time travel, you have to go and have a fitting to see how the 70s suit looks, or whatever it happens to be. And our costume designer Vicky is just a genius. I don't know how she does it. And then there's dressing all of the background extras and all of the people, the day players and so on. So it's quite elaborate and fun, that way. So it's and I think it's going to be for the audience just a smorgasbord of delights to see this group of people going through all of these different phases. It's I think entertaining, very entertaining.
The nature of Stein's abilities, the Firestorm abilities, mean you don't need to have a superhero costume standing around everyone else wearing their costumes.
That would be a deal breaker.
I was going to say, Are you more than happy to not wear a costume, or you have costume envy?
Every script I read, I just wait till they're Firestorm, and then I can just go home. That's I could be in the trailer. I can take a nap because Franz has to be in the spandex, and I'm just the voice in his head, which I can do in a recording studio. So it's ideal for me. I'm too old for running around in an outfit like that.